What's up, fight fans? I'm here with another rant, and basically, I came from watching another video a couple of days ago, and there was a particular fighter that I got a lot of respect for. That's a legend. He's one of the greats. He was asked questions about different fighters and things like that, and he was asked about fighters from other countries, and he basically said that these guys really can't hang with American fighters. That you ain't from America, you ain't from the projects, you ain't going through the struggle we go through here in this country, that you ain't really no good fighter, not no great fighter anyway. And then he even went as far to say that if you ain't from America, it don't count. Then he went as far to say if you ain't from Detroit, it don't count. So but shouts out to old boy. I just want to kind of elaborate on that a little bit and come with my thoughts. And the title of this rant is called, "Do you have to be poor to be a good or a great fighter?" Okay. To be honest with you, no. But again, that's debatable. A lot of people have made it from the gutter to be successful in a lot of things, especially in the fight game. And it's just become this myth that you have to be that way or something, or, somehow you don't have that edge, that gives you somewhat of edge. And I do understand your struggles do define you. But in and of itself, it's really about discipline of your mind. I mean, if you really want to come from a socio-economical background, people that come from lower class have less discipline. If you want to start using on a cross the board type thing, then then a lot of that's because that's stereotypical, just to say that a person financial status or whatever determines or is the determining factor or the main determining factor as to what they have inside of them as far as willpower. You understand what I'm trying to say? So if you want to go by that, then you got to say that people that come from poor backgrounds don't have no discipline. Or vice versa. So, but yeah, we want to explore this. I wrote down a few things. First thing, if this was true, then how come so many people are still stuck in the ghetto? If being poor is like the prerequisite or the end all be all of how far successful you can be, coming from struggle is so important, then why is so many people still stuck behind? Kind of like what I said, no discipline, whatever the case may be. So at the end of the day, percentage-wise, it's only a small percentage of people that make it from those conditions that actually become successful, whether it be in the fight game or whatever. You understand what I'm trying to say? I think it's just more of a confidence or a swagger or just having nothing to lose. So a mentality of a person, that have nothing to lose is a dangerous fighter. But then I've also heard the analogy flipped the other way and said, a person that has everything to lose is a great fighter. And it's sort of like the same thing, but you're looking at it from two different perspectives. But it's the same thing. So if you can look at it from two different perspectives, a person that has everything and a person that have nothing, and that's their main desire that propels them to fight, then that right there dispels the myth. But let's go a little bit further. The middle class have produced more successes than the upper and the lower class. Okay? When you really look at it, middle class people, if anything, kind of combine the best of both struggles. Because look, we looked at two extremes. Person that have nothing to lose, person that have everything to lose. Okay, but what about the people that have just enough? You understand what I'm trying to say? At the end of the day, they know a lot of times what the struggle is from, having nothing, because they still not too far removed from being in that category. They've also been able to experience people that are affluent and have plenty and been able to rub elbows with them in different occasions in life. So it does give you a perspective. You understand what I'm trying to say? But at the end of the day, just to even maintain middle class is a struggle. I mean, that's probably a bigger struggle than it is to maintain riches and wealth, or to go from poverty to middle class or upper class. You know what I'm saying? I mean, with a little bit more motivation, a lot of people that's low income with a little, you know, a little more hard work, a little more determination, they can actually become middle class, you know. It just goes from bouncing from job to job to being able to stand at a job, working your way up to foreman or supervisor or something like that, and getting or into like entry level management or maybe even upper management and getting a decent salary and being able to, you know, buy that nice house, you know, pay it off, buy new cars every 2 years, you know, maintain payments, go take a trip once or twice a year, and, you know, if people in your family fall on financial hardships, you can slide them a G, you know what I'm saying, and see, well, what can this help you? You know, which you damn right, $1,000 will help just about anybody. You know what I'm saying? Even if you got $10,000-$15,000 debt, $1,000 is a start. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're gonna get some rent paid and some other stuff done. It'll keep you from being evicted or something. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, $1,000 ain't nothing to sneeze at. You know what I'm saying? So if you're able to do that, then in a lot of places, you would be considered hood rich anyway. So, another example of that is the dude that played for Duke, Jason Williams, the point guard, whatever, shooting guard, whatever that came out of Duke. He finished 4 years in 3. You know what I'm saying? Won a national championship while he was there. Went to the pros. I think he was rookie of the year, his rookie year. I don't know if it was the ensuing year after that. Maybe it was his 3rd year. But he had a motorcycle accident. Hurt himself real bad. Shattered his leg, you know. They reconstructed it. He had to teach himself how to walk again and everything, you know. But basically, he voided his contract with the NBA because, you know, when you play in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, they make you sign waivers saying that you won't do dangerous activities like skydiving, motorcycle riding, and stuff like that because, you know, you considered $1 million investment because your contract, the money that they give you, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to see you. If you get yourself hurt doing that, you sign a waiver saying you wouldn't engage in them type of activities. So if you do that, you could void your contract. You know, now they still gave him a little bit of little money or whatever, and but he wasn't able to play the same no more, and he ended up having to he ended up having to quit the NBA. But he had an education. He felt he had something to fall back on, and he became an analyst. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but at the end of the day, dude came from an affluent family. You know what I'm saying? He came from like a upper middle class, maybe in the upper class family. Both his parents were professionals. You know, I don't know for sure, but I think he grew up in the suburbs, something like that. He just loved basketball. You know what I'm saying? And get this, I'm gonna show you how much of a G he was. All right, look, dude came from a middle class, an upper middle class family who could easily afford it to send him to pay for him to go to school, but he still got a full ride scholarship. So I don't want to hear this crap about people ain't got no, that being poor just gives you an advantage and whatever. Dude, like I said, when it really comes down to the middle class, them produce way more successes than the upper class or the lower class. I mean, let's just get real. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times at the end of the day, man, you ain't nothing but 2 steps away from being in the poorhouse and 3 steps away from being, you know, pretty well off. But you're not doing bad right now the way you are. And a lot of people would be envious of that. So, but at the end of the day, man, a lot of times people like that, they don't have people cutting their grass for them. They go get out, cut their own grass. You know, they work hard. You know what I'm saying? And they keep their grass cut. You know what I'm saying? I mean, simple as that. They get out here and teach their kids the value of $1 and to work for what they get, you know, and work hard. And your reputation is in your work, you know. They get the values and stuff because they do have a better family structure than maybe somebody growing up in a single-parent family in the projects or whatever. You know, they coming from 3-4 generations of single, unwed mothers and stuff. You understand what I'm trying to say? So these people at least got a mother, a father, you know, what they call the nuclear family dynamic. They got that. And they got people that's teaching them culture and history and hard work and all those extras and stuff. You know, now a lot of times them people fall by the wayside too. But at the end of the day, a lot more of these people that come from a middle class type background, you know what I'm saying, end up becoming more successful than anybody in the upper class or the lower class. Okay, let's move on. Third point, man, it's a hood everywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's a lot of ignorance out here, man. I mean, just because somebody come from the suburbs don't mean that they don't come from the rough part or the sticks or whatnot of where they come from. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it like this. What if You living out here, man, in the suburbs, but you got to stay in apartment complexes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And maybe a lot of people that live